What is the difference between a journal and a diary? Well, there are quite a few things that are different. There are a lot of things that are very similar. And so let's jump into that. So what really is the difference between a journal and a diary? Well, in some ways, nothing. In other ways, a lot. But let's dive in and talk about each one separately to give it some more details. Now, typically a diary is something that is really focused on recording specific events of the day. It's basically a subset of a journal. Okay, journal is maybe more of a broad term, and diary is a subset and a specific type of journal. And like I said, it's mostly focused on the day-to-day, like what happened, the facts of the day. And generally doesn't include a whole lot of reflection on what that meant and why that was important, but mostly just the details of the day. It's very schedule based. And so if you are recording, hey, I went from this to this, these things happened, my kids said this, or I had this meeting, or this cool interaction with this person, that's mostly a diary you're writing to. It's almost like, there's the whole idea of like Dear Diary. It's like you're writing a letter expressing to someone else, in this case, just your diary, your book, your journal, what happened that day. And it's a great way to capture your day-to-day life and get insights into what was going on a few weeks or months or years ago. When you go back and look at these, it can be really fun. On the other hand, a journal is a place that is often allowed us to go deeper. Sure, you can still do diary things inside of a journal. You can still share what happened that day, but that's not usually the primary purpose, at least not the way that I typically use journals. And if you are writing about what happened, then the invitation is to go a little bit deeper. Like, what do those things mean to you, those things that happened? What's going on in your mind and body during those experiences? How are you feeling? How does that connect with the goals that you have and where you're trying to go and who you're trying to become, what you're trying to accomplish in your life, and the important relationships that you have that you're trying to cultivate and interact with? How are you grateful for what you're going through that day, even if it's positive or happy, or if it is a challenge or difficulty that you're facing? And so all of this allows us to use our journaling experience as maybe more of a meditative practice for reflection and growth and learning, instead of just recording facts. In the end, both serve a purpose, both can be useful, but it's more for you about considering, would you rather have the facts of the day in a diary, or go deeper and use your journal as a powerful growth and personal development practice? Perhaps unsurprisingly, I prefer the deeper context and experience of a journal. But it's more about, what do you feel like you can do and want to do right now in this season of your life? And I invite you to try it out. Thanks so much for watching. I know that journaling is a big topic and it can be something that can be hard to dig into, which is why I've recently created 3 new journals that will guide you in different ways. These are brand new. In fact, the ones I'm holding right here are just the proofs, but by the time this video comes out, they'll be live and you'll be able to get access to them. The first one is a prayer journal. It's something that you can deepen your connection with God. I call it the With God Journal. The second one helps you develop a connection with yourself. It's called the Intentional Day Journal, and guides you through morning and evening reflections for each day, plus monthly and weekly reflections over the course of 3 months. Can really help you intentionally create the life and growth and reflection that you want. And this third one is to connect with your spouse or partner. It's called Tell Me More, to help you pass back and forth great conversations and questions and reflections together with your spouse or partner to deepen your connection and improve communication. So I invite you to go grab these. We'll share the links in the description below. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.